it's only going to be shared with the other emerging scholars just so that they can keep up to date with what we're discussing today. And so what we'll do is we'll start by introducing ourselves, and then I'm going to share my screen and show you the CG Scholar microsite, a bit more about the schedule, and how to engage with the conference as an emerging scholar, both in person and online. Sorry, I'm just going to plug everything in here while we have everyone sorted. So just by way of background, my name's Tamsin Gilbert. I'm with Common Ground Research Networks. The Health, Wellness and Society conference is part of my portfolio, so I'm the conference producer for this research network. I'll be there in Vancouver in a couple of weeks. Next year, the conference is going to be in Sweden with one of our previous plenary speakers. And that's it about, I'm in Champaign, Illinois, but I am originally from Australia, so that's a little bit about me. I'm just going to read out your names, and perhaps you can just unmute yourself and say a few words about your work, relationship to health, wellness and society. And please correct me if I mispronounce your name. I want to get that correct. Tamara, do you want to start?
Sure, yeah, it's Tamara. Nice to meet you.
In Australia, so I have this conversation. In Australia, we say Tamara, and then in America, you say Tamara, and then you'll have to forgive me because I never remember which one's the right one. It's the same with Megan and Megan. I get that. So forgive me. Thank you.
Oh, no worries at all. I don't mind at all. Tamara's beautiful too. So I am in Tucson, Arizona. I am the associate director for the University of Arizona School of Dance. And my husband and I will be presenting virtually online our research on mindfulness and meditation for dancers in a dance technique class.
Fantastic. Thanks for introducing yourself. Satvir?
Hey, so my name is Satvir. I'm a Master's of Science student in Geography at Western Ontario. So I'm located in Hamilton, Ontario in Canada, and I'll be presenting my research virtually as well and it looks at the impact of COVID-19 on older adults and nonprofits in Africa.
Thanks, Satvir. Nizar, I saw you were there for just one moment. I'm not sure if you're able to unmute and say a few words of introduction.
Hi, this is Nizar Ahmed here from Pakistan. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. I am working as assistant professor of sociology at Bacha Khan University, Charsadda. It's in Pakistan. And my research is basically peace, conflict, violence, and self-harm. And in this conference, I will be presenting on the impact of violent video games on self-harm behavior.
Thank you, Nizar. Nice to meet you. Nancy, are you able to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm from Colombia, but my English is not good. But I understand you. I am a teacher in Santo Tomás Universidad from Colombia. I'm so happy to stay with you now. For me, it's so important these activities and well, so on. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Nancy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and show you a little bit more about how to engage in the conference and your role as emerging scholar. So maybe you can just give me a sort of a thumbs up. Can you see that? Okay, perfect. Oh, I'm just going to let one more person into the room who's just arrived. Zintul. Oh, maybe not there. Sorry, give me one moment. Zintul, are you there? I'll just get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so that everyone can learn a bit more about how to engage in the conference. Oh, Zintul, you are there. we're just doing a few brief words of introduction. Are you able to just quickly say a few words about yourself and say hi to the other emerging scholars?
Hi, colleagues. I'm Zinhle Njongwana. I'm from the University of the Witwatersrand, known as WITS in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Nice to see you. So I'm going to go
Thank
ahead
you.
and share that screen again. So there are many ways. So what I'll do is I'll do a bit of a overview, and then if you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to, I don't know, raise your hand on Zoom or just interrupt me, whatever is easier for you. So there's many ways to get to the CG Scholar microsite. So you can see from the conference website here, you can go ahead and click that button there. If you're at cgscholar.com, you'll need to log in the top right. I'll just put my saved account in there. And you'll end up here, which is your profile page. To edit your profile, so you can also do that by going down to account settings here. But to edit your profile, I highly recommend that you update your profile. Any information that you have here will appear when your name appears in the event schedule. Your name will be a hyperlink. It will take people to this page, so they'll be able to learn more about you. So I recommend updating that information, adding as much information as possible, because it will be a hyperlink that people can click on. And I'll show you in a minute how you can sort of connect with other people that way as well. So this is your profile page. If you need to get to the microsite from here, you can do one of two things. You can click event here and go to your events. Or you can go down here in the top right where your name is. And sorry, it's just loading. Internet here in the office is a little slow today. If you go down to your name and go down to your events, you'll end up on this page as well. Now, as you can see, because I'm a conference producer, I'm signed up for a number of different events. But here's the conference here. If you have a proposal, your proposal number will appear here. Your registration number will appear here. You can download different documents here. Right now, it's just the receipt, which is for your registration. But after the conference, you'll be able to download your letter of presentation. It will appear as just a link right there. So you can do that. I'll go ahead and click here. So this is the Event Scholar microsite that I mentioned before. It took me to this About page first. On this About page, there's a bit of information just about the conference, the special, I'm going to admit Linda, about the special focus for this year, and sort of quick links to the book, the journals, and sort of themes that are recurring every year. If you have a proposal, I don't, so you'll have to forgive me, we're sort of doing a bit of imagination here. This will not say submit a proposal. It will say your proposal. Now, if you click on that, this is called your presentation page. At the bottom of the page is where you'll upload your digital media as your presentation. So all online only presentations are asynchronous, meaning there is no live Zoom component to this presentation. We do this for a number of different reasons, largely because we have an international group of people, and there is no ultimate time zone that we can get everyone on Zoom for their parallel sessions, but also because what happens is these presentations, as long as you're registered for the conference, which you are indefinitely, you'll be able to go back and view those presentations over and over. It kind of becomes sort of a living archive. We can go back and see other people's work again and again. So this is when it says your proposal, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and that is where you'll be able to upload your digital media. This is also the page that will be taken to you when you click on other people's proposals. So I'll go ahead and show you that in a minute. Your registration is just going to look like this. It's just going to be information about your registration. You can download a receipt. I'm going to skip ahead to special events. I'll go through presentations in just one moment. So special events tab is where you can sign up for things like the conference dinner. I believe the tour is full, but you can sign up for online welcome session, training session, as well as the online talking circle. The online welcome and training session is much like this one, but it sort of also includes a welcome, and we get to introduce other people from the conference everyone's asked to introduce themselves like we have now. We put people's proposed presentation pages, links in the chat so you can follow each other, and we sort of go through the platform. The talking circle is at the end of the conference, and it's sort of an informal session where everyone sort of comes together to discuss the themes of the conference and sort of bringing in the presentations that they've seen over the last few days. I'll go over to presentations now. Sorry, I might close some more tabs here. This internet today in the office is a bit slow. So this following tab will be unique to your profile. I'll show you in a minute how to follow presentations, but what you can do is this tab acts as sort of a fast access to the presentations that you're following and that you're interested in. So if you have a selection that you want to go back and view again or see another time, this will be specific to your profile. You can go ahead and follow those presentations. Featured presentations are our emerging scholar presentations. So this is sort of a fast link to all of your presentation pages. I'll use Linda as an example. Linda, so we can go ahead and click on your title there. It will take us to your presentation page, which includes the abstract and keywords, and the digital media will appear at the bottom here. The discussion boards, the digital media will appear when the discussion boards open. This is the day before the conference. So where are we in the calendar now? Forgive me, I'm getting my days confused. So for this conference, the discussion boards will open on the 13th of September. So it's the day before. And so that's when you can start viewing the digital media and start commenting in the discussion boards. We're trying to give you sort of more time to be able to view it in your own time over the next, over those few days and actually into the future as well. If for some reason someone has not uploaded digital media, there'll be a button here that says request. You can go ahead, if you're assigned to moderate a session that does not have digital media, you can go ahead and press request. What will happen is that presenter will receive an email saying someone's interested in your digital media. And when they upload it, you'll receive an email saying Linda has uploaded her digital media now. And so please go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and follow this presentation just so you can see that it's going to appear on my following tab here. I don't know, I'll wait for that to load. So there we go. So this is sort of a quick access tab to be able to see the ones that you're interested in. By theme is exactly what it sounds like. If, for example, I'm interested in the special focus this year, I can scroll down to all the papers that are related to the special focus. As I said before, everyone's names are a hyperlink to that profile page. So I can see that Gregory has updated some of their information here. I can also add Gregory as a peer and connect that way. So feel free to do that. By type, if, for example, I am only interested in poster presentations, or if, for example, I'm only interested in workshops, you can go ahead and scroll down here. Let's find, oh, it seems that we have a lot of themed paper presentations. So here are our workshops, so we can see what workshops are going to be offered throughout the conference. The last one is a little bit self-explanatory. It's alphabetical, but it's alphabetical according to we just had a discussion about this. It's sort of out of, these three were not supposed to be there, and then it's numbers and then A. So it's according to the title of the presentation. So now I'm going to jump over to the event schedule. So wherever you can see live online only, that means that the session will be on Zoom. So you can go ahead and click the title of that presentation. The Zoom links should be uploaded. Actually, where are we? I think they should be uploaded early next week. They will be here. We also do send an email 10 minutes before a live Zoom session with the link in it as well, so you don't miss it. I'm just going to admit someone in here so you don't miss that session. Sorry, I've got now too many tabs open. So we can see that we begin off on the 13th of September with the online welcome and training session. I will be in that session. It is a session much like this, as I've explained before. It's sort of a bit informal. Everyone introduces each other. We share our presentation pages. That enables you to follow ones that you might be interested in that session. And then we do a sort of introduction like this. If, for example, you're interested in we do have Spanish language sessions. You can go ahead and click this tab here, and it will take you over to a Spanish language version of the conference. We do have an online only featured book talk with one of our authors, Jack Trammell. That link will be uploaded here in the schedule next week as well, unless it's already been put there for that one. So all of these sessions, if you're not able to attend them, they will also be recorded. So what will happen is they will appear here at the bottom of the page as digital media, and then you can go ahead and ask questions in the discussion board there. This is just a reminder for those people signed up for the walking tour. I think it's currently full. If for some reason you need to know or remember if you needed to sign up or something like that, send me an email. So these are the in-person sessions of the conference. So we start at day one with the registration, as well as the conference opening and welcome, and then the plenary session. Now you'll see the plenary session does not include the words live, online only here. This plenary session will be happening in the C300 Theatre during the conference at 9:30. It will be recorded and uploaded immediately after the conference. If you have questions for this plenary speaker, Robert, you can go ahead and ask them in the discussion board. He is tagged, and he will receive an email when someone comments in the discussion board. The video will appear here at the bottom of the page. So then we go into the talking circles. So right now we've started assigning moderators to the sessions. It's not complete yet, right? So if you see your name as a moderator on the session, those are the sessions that you are required to moderate. We have not completed the moderating schedule yet. You can see the digital links and this other talking circle are not yet assigned moderators. We're sort of moving things around. I'll send you an email this afternoon when it has been completely updated, but for now, let's just use this as an example. So we have the talking circle. We have Muriel and Zintil assigned to this talking circle. So you'll be in room C400 at 10:45. The talking circle is a lovely session. I'll give you information on that, Zintil, as you get to the registration desk on that Thursday morning. We form a circle of chairs. Everyone introduces themselves. It's a great way to start the conference. It's sort of around the special focus theme, so people will tend to speak to that and their interests there. And I'll give you more information. It was actually also in the document that I sent previously, more information about questions to ask and things, and how to run the talking circle. Then we jump right into these parallel sessions. So if you see your name assigned here, let's use this one as an example. We can see that there's a moderator assigned for this session. So this emerging scholar will be in room 215 for social work in focus. When you enter the room, it's nice to first identify your speakers. So you'd first say, where is the first speaker? Where is, these three people? Tell them the order that they're going in. So you'll start the session right at 11:35. They should just be able to plug their computer straight into the equipment. If there's any trouble with them getting their PowerPoint up on the screen, feel free to come and get me at the registration desk. At UBC Vancouver, we've actually never really had a problem with technology. It seems to be relatively easy. You just go ahead and plug everything in. They're given 20 minutes each to present. So it will be 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. And then there's questions for all presenters at the end. So you can see that this last one will finish at 12:35, but the session doesn't finish until 12:50. So at that point, you collect all the speakers together. I would put them in the front of the room and say, does anyone have any questions? Sometimes there's a sort of, people are a bit shy to ask questions. So you can go ahead and ask the first question if that sort of breaks the ice. There's many ways to do this. I like to think of the connections between the presentations. You know, Muriel may have discussed gender-based violence, whereas Letitia might have discussed something else related to that. So try and think about the connections. You could ask them all to speak to the special focus theme, or you could just ask the audience if they have any questions. But it's about 15 minutes. I will give you a small piece of paper that says 5 minutes and then end of session. So if this first presenter at 11:50, you would show them the 5-minute sign, and then at 11:55, you would show them the end of session sign, just to keep things smooth and going there. So each presenter has 20 minutes. Then we'll have lunch. Then we have another plenary session after lunch. As I said before, this will be recorded. If you have questions, you can ask them in the discussion board, and then we'll go into another session. Now you can see that this has 4 presenters. So what actually happens here is each presenter presents for 20 minutes, and then we have an extended period of questions at the end. So instead of 15 minutes of question and discussion, we'll have 20 minutes. And that sort of carries on throughout the day. There's no unusual sessions on that Thursday. We just go ahead and jump right into it. The second day, we have a plenary session in the morning, and then we will have the more sessions that you'll be assigned to. The poster session is a little unusual. So if you're assigned to the poster session, the poster presenters in this transition break will put their posters on the boards and the walls around the room. And then the people in the audience, the other delegates, just simply move around the room, asking questions and looking at the posters. It's quite informal. There's no specific presentation. You can see they're all happening at the same time because it's all happening simultaneously. Everyone's moving around the room. So if you're assigned to that, you can do 2 things. First of all, you can help people get their posters up on the wall. They might need an extra set of hands as a sort of simple thing. But secondly, you can just do the same and sort of show people how it's done. You go around, you look at the poster, you ask a question, you move on to the next one. So there's that. I want to jump over to the role of the online-only emerging scholar. So you'll be assigned as a moderator to Pathways to Health. When the discussion board opens on that Wednesday, you will be able to click on this right here, and you can see here, right, there's a little button that says View Digital Media. You can go ahead and click that. We're not going to be able to see Lynn's digital media now because the discussion boards are not open, but you'll be in charge of viewing the digital media in that session and asking questions in the discussion board. Now, these questions should not just be things like, great presentation, Lynn. They should be sort of the same way that the in-person emerging scholars are sort of fueling the discussion at the end of the sessions there. The online-only emerging scholars are there to sort of think about connections between the presentations and sort of fueling discussion in those discussion boards. So then you might think about the connection between Constantine's presentation and Lynn's presentation. Why have they been a theme together in this Pathways to Health panel? And then you can go ahead and ask that in the discussion board. We do ask that you ask your first set of questions in the discussion board in the first 24 hours. So please try and get a first set of questions in those discussion boards before sort of the end of the day on Thursday. Just because then we can really get things going. It gives the presenters a chance to respond to you, thinking about time zones and how things work there. It is important to note that not each presentation doesn't have a discussion board, but each panel has a discussion board. So if you want to ask a question to Satvia, you'd go to this discussion board, but you'd also be in the same discussion board for Naya. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here for these emerging scholars. We do have a number of workshops. So these will be uploaded videos, and the posters will be uploaded as well. I feel like I may have talked a little too quickly and may have skipped over a few things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing my screen, I'm going to ask, we had a couple of people who came in a little later. Devashish, is that the correct pronunciation of your name, Devashish?
Yeah, that works. You can also call me Dave. That works.
Dave? Okay, sorry, forgive me.
No worries.
Would you like to just quickly say a few words of introduction and introduce yourself, if you have it?
Yeah,
if you can?
absolutely. And please apologize, I can't switch on my camera.
That's okay.
You'll just have to identify me with my voice. So, hi everyone. Thanks for doing this, and I'm glad to be here. I am, my shorter name is Dave. I'm in New Delhi, India. I am a professor in a private university, and I deal with policy issues, public health, and I work with WHO and the government, the national government, as well as a few state governments here. I'm also presenting one of my research works in the conference, and unfortunately, I cannot travel for that, which originally I had planned to. So I'm going to be only online. Yeah, so thanks again.
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you, and thanks for that introduction. And so, Linda, would you be able to unmute yourself for just one moment and introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're located. I'm Linda. I'm an associate professor at Southeastern Louisiana University, and I have got a presentation at this conference. Like Dave, I wanted to be there, but unfortunately, I can't be there in person. So I have opted for the online version. So I will definitely be engaging with the discussion boards. What I do want to find out is, are we allocated to a particular presentation to facilitate the discussion board?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So we have not completed assigning everyone yet, but I'll just go ahead and share my screen to show you what it will appear as. So you can see here that Zintel and Muriel have been assigned as moderators for this green box on this talking circle. So like that, you'll be assigned as a moderator on these online only sessions, and these are the ones that you're responsible for. Of course, you can ask questions in any of the panels, but the ones that we like to assign people to those online sessions so that we know that someone's sort of moderating and taking a look at those sessions.
Okay, wonderful. And are we facilitating throughout the whole conference or just on a particular day?
So if you're an online only emerging scholar, all the sessions are asynchronous for those parallel sessions in the online only tab. So the discussion boards and the digital media will be available to view on the Wednesday. And so you can make your first comments and start viewing that digital media in the first 24 hours. And the discussion board, they'll be open and visible for the whole conference. I hope that makes sense, because all the online only presenters present asynchronously. So there's no specific time that you have to be on there.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
No worries. Are there any other questions? I'm nervous that we're going to hang up and then someone's going to have a question. But you all have my email address, which I'll put again in the chat. I will ask for the in-person emerging scholars. Can you please send me an email or put in the chat right now your phone number? We'll create, for the in-person emerging scholars, we create like a little WhatsApp group, so that if you're there at the conference and someone's having trouble with the projector or something and they say, oh, Tamsin, I need help, it's not connecting, you can just quickly send me a WhatsApp message so that I can sort of run to the room or get the tech person to come and help. So anyone who's an in-person emerging scholar, please write your phone number in the chat now, or please send me an email with your phone number so that we can connect via WhatsApp. I'll also send that around to the people who are not able to join us today. Thanks, Zintel. Because I know some people had sort of conflicting schedules. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodbye. I'll let you go for the day. Please, thank you, Nizar. There's yours as well. I'll just write it down before I forget. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'll send you an email again when you can check to make sure when I've got everyone assigned to the sessions. It should be done by, in the next few hours. We're just juggling a few things right now. We were having some trouble assigning people, but it should be fixed. So that's great to meet you all, and I'll see you all both in person and virtually in just a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited about the conference. So pleasure to meet you and have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.